This is a quick video on how to install a replacement window. The one we're dealing with is a Lowe's, from Lowe's Home Improvement Store. It's a Pella Series 20 window, and we're putting it in, it's about a 1965 brick ranch, and this is just a typical installation. It's not supposed to be comprehensive, but just to give you an idea of what it takes to install one. First thing, and I'll be going back and forth here between holding the camera and placing it there, is you want to measure it. You want to measure the distance from the inside of the seal here, actually where the window sits, up to the top here. Get your measurement there, and get a measurement on the window width. You can see, well, you can't see here, but there's a piece of stop we're going to pull out in a second. You pull out that stop and measure the window, the entire width of the window there. And the window you'll order will be slightly smaller, maybe about a half-inch smaller each way, to give you a little bit of room to make sure you can get it in there. And the people at Lowe's or wherever you buy your windows can make sure you get it sized right. The first thing you got to do is pull out the trim. I've already pulled out these two pieces of trim here, but you need to pull out the trim. I've got one piece left here to pull out. Should come out relatively easily. Will probably be some small nails holding that in there. You can simply take and assuming they're not going to be in your way, just nail them back in there. Just little trim nails. Get those babies out of the way. And then the next thing, believe it or not, is to come in here and actually pry out this track. Believe it or not, this track will just pry out, go to the other side. You can see pry the tracks out like that. Put it down over here so I can finish the job up. And you might want to have on gloves. This may be a little sharp, so you might want to put on some gloves. But you can pull that track up, and then, yep, just that easy. The window will come out in most cases. Now you have a big hole in your house, so now you really don't have any choice but to get the window back in there. The other thing we'll do too, in this case, you can see the jamb here. I mean, how clean it is. And when you pull that trim out, you're measuring from this point here to that point here on the width. That's why you pull that piece of trim out. But we've also got to pull this little piece of stop out up there. I'll do that. And we'll also run a bead of caulk on the lip here, all the way around. So when we set the window up against that, it helps seals it. We'll also pull out these two little stops here. So let's get to that real quick. Again, sorry about all the movement. Just trying to make sure you can see everything. Alright, pull this stop out over here. It literally just comes out. This piece right here actually goes up into this piece of wood here a little bit. So I'm gonna drive this into it and try and pull it down a little bit and pry down on it. Alright. Again, we've got some little nails here. We're just gonna drive out of our way. Let's see here. Guess we'll scrape off some of the loose paint here just for grins. Also, just these windowsills are pretty old, and I came in a few weeks ago and just painted down here just so this part's going to be under the window. And just wanted to seal it up good, just in case some moisture got under there. I mean, it's going to be caulked out here once I put the window in, but again, just to kind of help seal it up, make sure if any moisture got in there, we'd be okay. Alright, now it is the time, a little caulk. I'm going to be a caulk around there, and this will take a little longer than and again, I'm also going to go outside and caulk it as well. And we'll also run some additional insulation on the sides. After we shim it up, we'll put some insulation in there to help seal it up. And again, always read the manufacturer's instructions completely, of course. All right, here goes our window. Hopefully it will sit here and not fall out. And what you want to do is you're actually going to try and center it. Is the goal. Yay, she fit. Is center it to the left and to the right. In this case, she is. Be careful too. I'm going to let go of it here, but you want to be careful that it doesn't want to tilt back on you. Going to take this, my pro prop bar here, and kind of center it up in the jamb here, and to hold it in place, stay. These are the screws. I've gotten both Phillips head and like torque screws when I get the windows. I don't know. It just depends on what they feel like putting in there. I got Phillips screws this time, so I'm just going to put one screw up top just to hold it in place while I'm shimming it up. And I'll push it against that outside stop. And again, that'll just hold it in place and keep it from wanting to tilt back. They do recommend you shim. I recommend that too because the plastic does give. And I mean, shimming is pretty simple. These plastic shims are great, real easy to work with. They break off real easy when you go to pull them out. I highly recommend those. They're a little bit more, but they're worth it. But I set these babies in here like this, and I take and drill a hole, just to drill a hole in them. There's actually, if you take a look here, there's they've actually already got holes in here where you put the screws. And you see I've got my shim in there. In these Pella windows, there's actually 4. There's 2 more screw holes down here when you lift the window up. But I'll drill that, drill a hole in there, and put the screw in there and do that for all of them. And you want to check as you go along and make sure you're not tightening it up too much, because if you do tighten it up too much, it can cause the window to bind. But I mean, that's it. I'll come shim it up. I'll come back and get another little piece of stop and come put back in here just like that was in here. You can see this window stop. Matter of fact, I guess if I was thrifty, I could just come back in and put this in here, install this back in here or something like it. And also there's I'll use some, you can use some regular fiberglass insulation, or I'll show you over here on some other windows we did. Let's see here. Well, it's kind of hard to see, but foam. They actually have crack and crevice foam. Be very careful though, because you can flat out screw something up with that stuff. So I'd run a little test patch before you actually put any in here. But do it here and go outside and do it under the outside. So anyway, that's in a nutshell. You can see some other ones we've done. That's how we do it. I hope it gives you a little insight on how it's done. And that in most cases it's pretty simple and pretty quick. Good luck.